How you doing, guys? Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to show you how to do a kick up, but without your hands. And let's be honest, it's a really cool looking move with which you can impress your friends with, add some flair to your workout, or just feel like a ninja or monk. Hope you're ready, let's get right into it. First of all, what's a kick up? A kick up is a move where you spring from your back to a standing position. And you can do that with or without hands. Now you might think, why should I learn a kick up without hands if I cannot do even one with hands? Well, the answer is you don't need to. The kick up with hands is not a prerequisite to learn the one without hands. From the technique, both are obviously quite similar, and I even know people who learned the one without hands before they learned it with hands. The reason why for some people the one without hands is easier is because they do not focus so much on the upper body and the push motion. They solely focus on the technique and momentum. That's why I love this move as well. No strength is needed except maybe some core strength. Nevertheless, for the majority, I would say the kick up with hands is easier due to the extra push. I will leave a link to the tutorial in the description below. Before we come to the actual steps, safety first. This move can be quite tough on your body, especially for your feet or legs and your back. While training it, we will obviously do this rainbow-like motion, more to that later, which are quite hurtful for your feet because of that impact. That's why I always recommend wearing shoes while training this move, especially when you're training on a solid ground. If you can or have the opportunity, you can also train on a softer ground, like for example a carpet or, I don't know, your bed or a mattress. What's also underestimated is the pain you will have on your upper back. That's why add another layer of clothing. And don't train this move when you're completely cold, always have a little bit of a warm-up. Alright, let's talk about the steps. Step number 1 is getting used to the motion. Basically, you are lying on your back and have your feet around shoulder width apart, actually a bit more. If you do already the first step with your legs close to each other, you will have really difficulties. So, avoid it. The aim in this first step is to take the momentum completely from the back and land in a squat position. Actually harder than it looks. So we are taking the momentum with the legs, we put our knees towards our upper body, and from here we try to get up. I always keep my hands kind of like as if I'm holding a barrel, but feel free to do as you like. Take as much momentum as you need and try to land on your feet. I'm not lying to you, this is actually harder than the kick up itself. This first step is really about getting the right mindset and training the core. The next step is what I like to call the rainbow kick. You kick your legs in a rainbow-like motion. This is the most annoying part in learning this move, because it just hurts. Basically, you are again starting on your back in this position here with your hands however you like. Then you take the momentum with the legs, go again into the squat-like motion, and then you try to make a rainbow motion, very round with your legs. Something like this. Two places will hurt, first of all your feet, and secondly your lower back. Therefore, as a little tip, take a pillow. You should of course put it where you expect your lower back to land. Not like me in this clip here. And if you look closely, you see that my upper body is actually not moving that much. At least not like in step number 1. Therefore, obviously, step number 3 is the combination of 1 and 2. With the barrel you have in your hand, you shoot up into the sky. As easy as that. Actually, step number 3 consists out of 2 steps. Step number 1 is taking the momentum, step number 2 is releasing it. That means we are swinging back and swinging up. You actually don't even need the first step. You can immediately start on your upper back and then do a clean kick up. In the first step, you're taking the momentum, which makes it a bit more easier to go back into the other direction as you're taking the swing from the forward motion. But as I said, it's not really necessary. You can immediately from here go into your squat position and then make a kick up. Imagine being like a spring. Hold the tension and release it at once. Now another important point. Watch my head. Did you see that? As I don't use the arms, I use head and neck as an additional pushing force to get on the feet. Be warned, your neck will hurt a lot, especially on the next day. 3 common mistakes. Mistake number 1, not being committed. If you are not 100% certain that this is the time where you will land the kick up, you won't. In order to do it in your sleep, you really have to master it first. That's why every single attempt deserves your full attention. Mistake number 2 is, as I said, the leg or feet positioning. If you haven't learned that properly in the first step, you really will struggle in landing the kick up. So if you're unsure, go back to the basics. And mistake number 3, forgetting about your core. 2 things are pushing you up: momentum and your core. But you won't be able to learn it if you have the momentum, but you don't have the core. And 3 very quick tips. Tip number 1, leg raises and planks will really help you a lot in learning this move. Tip number 2, if you have somehow an incline somewhere, then practice the kick up like this. That's how you will get used to the motion easier. And the last tip, don't rush. You probably won't be able to learn it in a day because it requires a bit of practice. So don't give up, stay consistent and train on a regular basis. Trust me, once you nail it, you want to do it everywhere. Simply because you can. With that, I would like to finish and thank you for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And if you haven't done so, don't forget to subscribe for more. I hope you learn it fast, but stay safe, stay healthy, and see you next time.